Here is proof of the 100k I turned over with print on demand jewellery from July 1st 2020 to September 24th. In case anybody thinks it's a screenshot or something like that, if I go back here in my stats, July 1st 2020, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 1 day on top, so the 24th, and that made 100k. Not all my money, obviously. Try not to get too impressed whenever you see these huge screenshots, because they are rarely anything like profit actually earned. So my profit from this 100k was about 23%, so about 23k, but for 12 weeks work, and I don't mean 8 hours a day. It probably took me a few hours a day for the most part. It was all from Facebook ads. I'll point that out as well. And all of this is from one necklace. Luckily, the first design I tried took off straight away, and I was able to scale up from the start pretty quickly and just turn over money and spin the money back in and buy more ads. I know there's a drop here because I'm looking at it. I'll talk about this later. Not my fault, but these things happen when you do e-com all the time. You get ups and downs and you have to learn to ride them out. But as you can see, 100k in 12 weeks and a day. The style of necklace I used looks like this. This is not the design that I used. I would never use this design. But this is the exact style necklace that I used. I had a design made by a guy on Fiverr that cost me $10, and then I uploaded it to the app that I use, and then you just advertise it. The print on demand company that I use is called ShineOn. They're really good for multiple reasons, which I'll talk about later on as well. I never tried print on demand jewellery before. I have worked with some print on demand t-shirts, but never really made a lot of money out of it. It was just another collection to add to my store, so I put some up. People buy them every now and again, but I never really made a lot of money out of it. And then a friend of mine pointed me to ShineOn, and I've not looked back really. I'm still amazed at how quickly I was able to turn over 100,000 US with them. And all from one necklace. Right now, as you can imagine, I'm working with quite a few designs and other bits and bobs. The best thing about it for me is you don't have to work with China. ShineOn are an American company. They have American offices, they have an American warehouse, they have their own factory in America where they produce everything. They're a really good company for multiple reasons. Again, I'll cover all this later, but there's no hassle with parcels coming from China, no impatient, unhappy customers. Everyone's happy. Your designs get printed in a few days, they get posted out real quick. The customers get USPS tracking numbers. I've been drop shipping now since 2014, and if there's any of you out there who already work with AliExpress and have your own store or whatever, you're probably well aware of the potential hassles you get with shipping items from China. Well, there's none of this with ShineOn, none of it at all. Everything's quick, everything works, the customers are happy, you make money, everyone's happy. So, how did I do it? Okay, to start, I'm just going to go over a few of the basics with a bit of terminology. So let's start with, what is POD or POD? The answer is print on demand, which is a process where you work with a supplier, in this case ShineOn, to customize white label products like necklaces, message cards and other jewellery, and again in this case with your own designs, to sell them on a per order basis under your own brand. A few examples of products you can get from ShineOn are things like this necklace here that's in a box, and like with all their products, you would customize what's in the background, which is known as a message card. Your design that you upload gets added to the product in the background. You can put pretty much anything you like on it. You get a designer to make the graphic, or you make it yourself and you produce the graphics here that you then upload and you get the finished product. Another example would be this one, where it's taken more of a graphical approach, and then of course they do necklaces like this one I showed you earlier as well. All you have to do is upload your design and they'll make the product for you. When you then sell the product, they will ship the product out to the customer. Print on demand means you don't actually have to pay for any products until you've sold them. So there's no need to buy in bulk. You don't have to buy 100 or 1,000 at once. You don't even have to hold any inventory at all. You order them pretty much one at a time. In fact, you don't even have to physically order them at all. The whole process is automatic. Once you get a customer to make an order, ShineOn handles everything. All you do is advertise your design, and then they will handle printing, shipping, support, returns, etc. Once you've set everything up, your store, your ads, all you have to do is push traffic to the ads, sell the products, and everything else is handled automatically by ShineOn. What do I need to start? You might be asking yourself. That's a very good question. Quite a few things, some mental, some physical. I'm going to take you through the basics, the main points from now. Number one, for sure you're going to need a lot of patience. If you're new and you've never done any internet marketing before, you've never ran any Facebook ads before, you've never experimented with print on demand or anything like that, be prepared to learn a lot of patience if you don't have any already. Nothing comes overnight, and this thing will most likely not come instantly for anyone. A lot of people, they cruise the Facebook pages and they see all these posts of people's huge Shopify screenshots, and they think, oh, I'm going to make 100k next week or next month, or I'm going to be a millionaire, or loads of stuff like that. And 98% of the time, that's not true. If you want instant results, this thing, it might not be for you. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot of logistics, a lot of moving parts when you run ads, when you get designs made. If you're an impatient person, you expect everything now. If you're an everything now kind of a person, this might not be for you. You'll most likely make mistakes, especially at the start, and even once you get up to a high level. I mean, I've been doing this 26 years now, and I still make mistakes all the time. It's just part of life. You're going to need patience. That's number one. The next thing is having the correct mindset and a positive mindset. You have to program yourself to win, but you will take some losses at first, most likely. Time, money, sleep, patience, all these things you'll maybe lose some of these before you win, but you have to hold the correct mindset. You have to tell yourself that you will make this work. And I apologise if I sound like some corny self-help book here. It's not my intention at all. I know how horrible those things are, but you do have to tell yourself and hold this mindset all the time, even when you're making losses, that at some point you will turn things around and you will win, or at least begin to earn some money out of this. That's important. I think one of the most important things, possibly more important than patience. I still run out of patience after all these years, all the time. But in the end, I can pull it back and put my head in order, and I get back in the game. You have to come into this with the right mindset, which is that you will make it work and you will make some money. That's an important one. Next, talking of money, you're going to need money to start in this. You will find it extremely difficult to make any progress at all unless you have a bit of money. How much? It depends. A lot of factors. I would say at least a few hundred, if not 1,000 or 2,000. I mean, it all depends how hard you want to hit it. But you will need some money for designs. You can maybe get around that by learning to design yourself, or maybe you already know how to use, say, Adobe Photoshop or something like that, Maybe you're already a designer or you have some kind of design skills. If you do, then awesome. You can make your own. If you can't, you'll need to pay a designer to make your designs. There's that money, and then you will need money to run ads as well. Facebook ads are not free, and you can end up spending a lot of money on them. Especially at first, you may lose a bit of that money while you're just learning how it all works. So bear that in mind. I'm just trying to be honest with you here. And then if you decide to open your own store, then just having a Shopify account, that costs money as well every month. If you install extra apps and that kind of thing on the store, that's all extra money as well. Luckily, I'll just point out real quick, when you get started with ShineOn, you do not need a store. I'll explain more about that in a minute, but you don't have to have your own store. And then also, as I put here, you're going to need a lot of time, and all that costs money as well, right? No one works for nothing, so you need money. Next, you need an account with ShineOn. Luckily, this is free and it's easy to open one. I'll put a link in the description under this video, so just hit that and enter in your details and open an account. Then we get back to designs again. You will need at least, not just one. You can't really come into this with a design and hope that it works and you make loads of money out of it. I know plenty of people out there who tried 10, 20, 30 plus designs before they finally found one that worked. It's all a testing process with this. You have to test quite a few designs out. That's just normal. You can look around and find inspiration. Etsy's a good place to get inspiration from. There's loads of places where you can look for ideas and other designs. And then when you're ready to get a design, you need to pay for them if you can't make them on your own. So I like to go to Fiverr for designs, fiverr.com. There's plenty of really good designers on there who specialise in the kind of designs you need for ShineOn. So just look those up. There's a lot of them, or there are just plenty of places online to get designs. When you're thinking of ideas for your designs and making your designs, don't advise just copying what everyone else has up or what everyone else is out there doing. Originality will always win out. You know, when a person sees an original exclusive design that they've not seen before, that will pique their interest and they'll be like, oh, and that's much more likely to get interest and therefore sales. However, this is the internet and plagiarism runs wild with everything. I will happily admit looking up other ideas and borrowing them, as you may well do. But if you do that, if you do want to try out another idea that you've seen online, make sure you take that to your designer and get them to change it up so it's 100% yours. You know, so it's original. If you just rip off a design, you could run into trouble down the line. Lastly, platform or store. I'm just going to explain this real quick because these terms are bandied around on the Shine On Facebook page a lot, and if you don't know what they mean, it's real easy. Store is you have your own Shopify store. ShineOn provides you with an app that you kind of plug into that store, and then you upload your products using that app. When you then take orders, the orders get imported into that app and then they get sent to ShineOn, who then handle everything else after that. You incur any charges when you have ShineOn products on your store, such as PayPal fees, credit card charges. You have to handle any refunds that may happen, and also you have to handle your own support. I'm going to go much more into the pros and cons of either of these in the next video before we get properly started. But for now, platform, if you ever read that, this is where you want to get started selling for ShineOn, but you don't have a store. So you can use what's called their platform, which is where they host your pages, your sales pages that have your designs on them. They host them. All you then do is send traffic to those pages. They take the orders and they handle everything after that. and then you get paid. The rest of this course will be based around how to open your own store and fix all of that up. That's the avenue that I'm going to head down with this whole video course. However, even if you're on platform or you want to start with platform, still might be handy for you to watch these lessons. And yeah, as it says here, platform is a good choice for newbies as it's a lot cheaper than having a Shopify store and the costs they incur. Quite a bit of info there, but yeah, that's the beginning, and I'll see you in the next video.